guys. Today you are working on your science worksheet. We're still talking about organisms and kind of like the food chain. We also are looking at something called a food web, understanding how animals, humans, how plants get their energy, how that energy flows through what we call food chains or food webs. And it's really the circle of life. And everyone needs energy in order to live. So that's what we're learning. I want you to go ahead and get this piece of paper out. And what you're going to do today is you're going to identify and label this diagram. So let's talk about what we're looking at. This is a food web of organisms who live in the Antarctica. So we have at the bottom of start of this food web is plankton and algae. Notice the arrows. The arrows are pointing to what consumes that. So plankton is eaten by fish and krill. Krill also eats algae. From the fish, fish get eaten by penguins. Penguins get eaten by leopard seals, and leopard seals get eaten by whales. How do I know that? I'm just following the arrows. Let's go through the krill. Algae is eaten by krill. Krill gets eaten by penguins and whales. So it goes algae, krill, whale. Or it goes algae, krill, penguin, whale. Or algae, krill, penguin, leopard seal, whale. So the whale is at the top of this food web, and algae and plankton are at the bottom. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through and label all of the producers, all of the consumers, and all of the decomposers. And I just want you to go and label. So is plankton a producer, consumer, or decomposer? How about the fish, krill, penguin, whale, and leopard seal? So I want you to go through and label that for me. After you do that, then you have another worksheet that says getting and using energy. This is the second activity we're going to do. Notice I gave you an answer key because what we're going to do is we're going to read through this, and then on the back of this paper, you're going to do something on your own. So let me go ahead and start going through this. So we're still talking about how organisms live. They do that by getting energy, and then they use that energy throughout their lives. So we're going to create a model to describe that energy is animals' food, right? We get energy from food. And it was once energy from the sun, and that's how animals use their energy. So all living things need energy to survive. Food provides animals in order to repair their body. So imagine if an animal got injured. They use energy from food to grow, have body warmth, and be able to move. So here's an example of how a cat uses their energy. Cats use energy to grow from a kitten into a cat and into an adult cat. Cats use energy to heal if they are declawed. So a lot of cats are declawed, which means their claws get taken out because they are indoor cats. Movement. Cats use energy to jump onto furniture and scratch a scratching post, right? They like to move and play and things. How are they able to move so much? They get energy from when they eat. And then body warmth. They use energy that they get from eating to keep their bodies warm, especially in the wintertime. So now what I want you to do is I want you to, number one, pick an animal. It can be any animal that exists on Earth, okay? Number two, I want you to explain to me how the animal uses energy from food for each of the four things, which was body warmth, movement, body repair, and last but not least, growth. And all you're going to do is write this. You can write this down if you want. You don't have to, but just go ahead and tell me what's the animal and explain to me how do they use body warmth, how do they use movement, how do they do body repair and growth, all from the energy and the food which they get from the food that they eat. And you're just going to simply basically repeat what they were talking about here, but remember this is all about a cat. You're going to choose a different animal and do all four of those, okay? And then we'll share and go over this in class. Okay, you guys, talk to you later.